Go, bro, let's go. What's up, guys? My name's Nelson. Welcome to the channel. Today, I'm driving a 2002 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. I got the keys. Let's go for a drive. Had so much Chevys, so much Silverados over the past couple of years. I've actually owned a couple single cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs. This is by far my favorite body style. The bubble headlights in the front, oh my god, just so. One of my first single cab trucks I've ever had, I believe, was a 2002 Chevy Silverado single cab, black, and with those headlights, oh my god, they just pop. So beautiful. By far the best truck. What do you guys think? What Chevy Silverado body style do you like the most? And don't tell me the 2014, because I remember when the 2014 first came out, oh, I melted on the inside, and I was like, my dream truck is a 2014 Chevy Silverado single cab. Woo! That was it. You couldn't take me out of anything. But these older trucks are still so good. So if you have one, let me know what year you have. Let me know what make, what miles, and let me know what you like about it. Let me know the best thing about your Chevy Silverado. So should you buy a 2002 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD 6.0 gas 2-wheel drive? That's right, this thing has all the looks of a 4-wheel drive, but it's a 2-wheel drive. And should you buy a 2-wheel drive? I don't know. My cousin actually has a 2500 truck. He uses it for landscaping and stuff like that, and his is 4-wheel drive. It's the diesel. And even though he's had that truck forever, I mean, he's had that truck for like over 10 years, hauling, towing to him, and he's never used it. So there you go. Should you buy a Chevy 2500 without 4-wheel drive, or a 1500 without 4-wheel drive? I mean, it's good to have it, of course, you know, but at the exact same time, you pay a little bit of extra for it and then you never use it. So it's just a little bit weird, just a little odd. Let me know what you guys think. This is not your regular 2-wheel drive Chevy Silverado. It has got the look, and the inside has the look too. We got black carpet. The seats are in good shape. We got a little bit of wear on the driver's side seat right here. That's the only thing that I can feel, but they are very comfortable. Very comfortable. Heavy duty motor. The 6.0 is a bad motor. Second, 4L80E transmission. That's a bad transmission. Heavy duty transmission. And then you got a really big rear differential too, and that thing is bad. I mean, these things will go, I don't even know, 300,000 miles. This is not a 1500. A 1500, if I was looking in the market right now for a 1500, my biggest issue would be the transmission. No matter even if it shifted good, you would probably still have to replace it within a year of buying a used Chevy 1500. But on 2500, you know, we bought this vehicle online, sight unseen, without looking at it, without hearing it, without anything. I mean, we ran the Carfax 02 Silverado 2500 HD 6.0 rear wheel drive. No accidents reported to Carfax. That's a big plus. 3 previous owners. I mean, it's a 20-year-old vehicle to only have 3 previous owners. That's pretty good. 19 service records, not that great. You can see here 124 last reported odometer reading. Woo! Is the full package if you're looking for a good, nice, reliable truck. The suspension on this thing is new shocks all the way around. All 4 shocks are Blissons, and even on this one right here that's a little bit bumpy, it's like nothing, dude. This thing drives like a Lexus. So if you're gonna be looking for a truck, make sure that it drives good. A really common issue is, you know, suspension noise, especially out in the front. And you got to be careful, because it could even be like a radiator support, like the front end, if it was ever crashed or anything like that, if it's been into an accident. Little tiny bumps twist and turn this stuff. So that's a really good thing about this truck right here, that it doesn't have any of that. Just not in love with this truck. It's got tow mirrors. It's got some really bad headlights. I was getting so bad. It's got LEDs in the rear. This thing, it has the whole package for a super badass truck, and then it's lifted as well. Talk about service, because if you're in the market for a truck, of course you want it to be serviced. Look, I just washed it. Thanks, bro. He's gonna get my truck all dirty. But you always got to go with service. We just did the motor oil to it, we just did the transmission oil, and we just did the rear differential oil. The brake pads are all around brand new. This thing has disc brakes, which is freaking sweet, so super easy to service and really good braking system. It has new hydro boost, it has new hydro boost lines and power steering lines. It's got let's see, new bliss and shocks all around. The tires are a little worn out. They're 33s, 33 by 12s with 20-inch wheels, which I don't really like 20-inch wheels. For a smaller rim, thicker tire if that was my personal choice. All right, we're on the freeway, let's go. So you see, I didn't push it too much there. It's got the giddy up, it's got the horsepower to get you going. But this is a big, heavy truck. You know, you don't need to push it all that much for it to go. And it's not like it's a fast truck. This thing has like, what, 300 horsepower, 325 on that 6.0 in transmission. So it's not very fast. It can be fast if you wanted to, if you needed to. You have to consider that this is a 20-year-old truck. But the more new parts you have into it, the better it's gonna be. So I'm going about 60 miles an hour, and the tires are really good. There's no shakiness in the wheel. My alignment is just a little bit off, as you guys can see, but it's not too bad. A really good way to test your tires is when you're here on the freeway, to see their balancing, see the alignment. Just go, I mean, you can go fast. The faster you go, the more chances there are of vibrations and shaking in the tires. But I've driven this truck 60, 75 miles down the freeway, and I know there's no shakiness in the tires. The outside is very good on this truck, but again, it's a 20-year-old truck already. This paint is 20 years old on it, so it does have a lot of spots where the paint is already starting to peel. And that could be a big deal for you. Obviously, this is kind of more of like a show truck than a work truck, but you can easily turn this thing into a show truck if you wanted to with just some paint. And I think that's the only real issue with this truck. It's fading at the top, it's fading on the sides, on the doors. Other than that, this thing is just about perfect. The suspension on this thing is like a dream. I mean, it drives like a Lexus, and then the steering is super tight, which on a lifted truck tends to get really loose really fast. We're gonna hit some bumps right now. Man, I hit those bumps, but it handled them really well for a big lifted truck. So should you buy a lifted truck? It depends if you want to lift the truck. If you want to lift the truck, you got to know that you got to pay to play. So if you're gonna get a lifted truck, you're probably gonna have to do a little bit more suspension pieces. If you have it four-wheel drive, you might have to mess with the axles a little bit to make sure that they're leveled up too. But this truck looks like it was done 100% correct. So this is a very, very nice truck, and the tires on it are pretty old, and they're not worn out unevenly. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were worn out unevenly, then I would be like, all right, be careful with this one, but they're not. They're worn out just about perfect, even the whole way, and I love that. And this truck is just badass, man. It's so cool and fun to drive. No weird noises in the motor or transmission. The only thing I hear is just a tiny little rattle in the back. You know, it could be just like one suspension pieces, but Chevy isn't really known to have suspension problems. For example, if I was buying a Dodge Ram and I heard a suspension issue with the Dodge Ram, forget about it. That means the entire suspension on that Ram is about to go. Dodge has a giant issue with that, whether it's the Dodge Charger or the Challenger. As soon as you start hearing suspension noises, boom, the whole suspension is about to go. Chevy Silverados, not so much. Usually you start hearing a suspension noise, probably just one little bushing, one little bearing, you know, a tie rod or something like that. Replace it and boom, you're good to go. We've been idling for 10 minutes before I left, and we've been driving for about 15 minutes, and just check it out. Temperature's holding good, volts are good, oil pressure is good, and my transmission temperature is also good. That comes with the 2500, that gauge over here on the far left. No messages on, and man, how nice, how clean is this truck? Do you guys not just love it right now? Let's test out this AC. Feeling cold. We also did replace the cabin air filter. So super sweet that it came with a cabin air filter for all those microbes and all that crazy stuff. If you're looking for a truck right now, go out and find one of these right here. They're super cool, super easy to customize, to make your own. They are sexy as hell. I still think this is one of the best looking Chevys out there in the market. Oh my god, that AC feels so good. ACs are ice cold. Not a lot of electrical issues. If there is, they're usually really small. For example, on the cluster, usually 1 or 2 solders fixes it. Sometimes on this climate controls too, you can solder them and fix them. Actuators are really easy to get to. There was an actuator that was bad on this one, and it was actually only blowing cold air through the top vents. You can see my top dash is not damaged at all, but it was blowing only AC through the top vent, and it was kind of annoying, and it actually ended up being the actuator in the bottom. Replaced it. Super easy to replace, a couple 7mm, and boom, it was done. Also had an issue with the windows. It was actually the rear window switches in the back. It was so weird how they both went out at the same time. Had me a little worried, but man, we got it fixed and running like amazing. Also, if you're gonna get the 2500, just expect to run into a little bit more of gas. So it's probably gonna cost you around the same to fill it up. With the 2500, you might be running out of gas just a little bit faster. 1, bigger motor. 2, way bigger chassis and suspension. It's not this radio. Some Ariana Grande. The radio sounds good. The speakers are not that great. I know that when we first got the truck, something was wrong with the radio. There's always something wrong with these old Chevy radios, and they're kind of a pain to fix. Not cheap to fix, and you can't really do it yourself. You need to kind of buy, well, you can do it yourself, but you need to buy like different kinds of kits to make it all work. It's all weird electrical stuff. Woo! So we're still in the Chevy, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, my guy, and I will see you on the next one.